Hey, welcome. So, I am trying something different today, and we're going to have to see how it goes. I'm trying out a new software, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work. This is mostly to test that out, and um, I am going to be working on a Lego Star Wars mock. Now, you can see I have a lot going on my desk here. It's a bit mid-project on a few different projects. Um, but, this is really laggy. Let's see. Okay. Anyhow. Let's go ahead and get started building. So today I'm working on, like I said, creating some sort of spaceport. Now, I'm not really sure what this is going to end up looking like, but we're going to just go ahead and get started and kind of see as we go. This is going to be on some sort of kind of sandy planet. And we're going to be building this spaceport that is basically a really ancient ancient area that's kind of been turned into this spaceport, upgraded into this spaceport. Now, this is one of my first times trying anything like this, so definitely feel free to just let me know what you think in the comments about, how this is going. Hello, Hussein, Brick Dude Studios. Hey guys, welcome. So, like I said, I'm having a bit of lag, so we'll have to see how this ends up going. But anyhow, this build is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. You may have seen in the thumbnail for this, I had this large display, and that's something that I created probably like 2 years ago now, and it's slowly been coming apart since then because I just felt like it didn't quite live up to what I was hoping to achieve at the time. But hopefully this will fare better than that. I'm experimenting with this new format partly because recently I've been finding it really challenging to get in both building and shooting videos at the same time since the school year is starting up. I'm currently a senior, so it's kind of a lot of work happening, and getting in the time to shoot and build has been quite a challenge. So I've decided to kind of try a format where I can shoot and build at the same time. So this is part of a building that I had been working on. Now, this wasn't actually intended for this, but I'm going to try using it. I'm going to kind of take it apart somewhat, but see if I am able to use part of this and expand it a lot to become part of the spaceport. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan like myself, you'll know that there are a lot of different spaceports and places that show up in Star Wars. The most recent one of these to get the LEGO treatment was Mos Eisley Cantina, which just came out, which looks incredible. And I was partly inspired by that. Those Star Wars Master Builder sets are very awesome looking, but they do have quite a high price tag. So rather than trying to get my hands on a Mos Eisley Cantina, I'm going to try to create something of my own here, and rather than giving it, rather than making it much like a Tatooine style scene here, even though this is kind of built on a sand base plate, I am going to try to give this particular building at least a more Middle Eastern style with some amount of trees going on to kind of give it a really cool ancient feel that then can have more modern elements built out on. Brick Dude Studios, you have 85 LEGO misprints. That is a lot. I don't think I have that many. I have some. I mean, it's hard to get clone troopers without getting misprints, so I do have some. I don't have 85 though. Do you like intentionally collect those? Let me pull out my bin of can elements. Okay. So yeah, what with the cantina and everything coming out, I feel like there is a lot of cool stuff happening in LEGO Star Wars right now. I heard recently that, well, I saw recently that LEGO has started selling on Lego.com the Obi-Wan polybag, the Obi-Wan 20th anniversary polybag from earlier last year? Wow, okay. And they are, so they're selling a, what they actually call a collectible minifigure, which, according to the deal that they had going with, that Disney had going with Hasbro, shouldn't really necessarily have been possible, but it happened, and now there's speculation as to whether we could potentially get a collectible minifigure series based on Star Wars, which I know is something I would really love to get, but has never happened before, probably because of that deal between Hasbro and Disney. So that would be really awesome. Actually, over here you can see I built a bunch of minifigures, especially for this mock that I'm building. A bunch of minifigures over here, so as you can probably guess, I am really into LEGO Star Wars minifigs, and I think it would be so awesome for them to create a, oh, hold on one moment. It would be so awesome for them to create an entire minifigure series. So As for this specific build here, I'm thinking that this will be some sort of like repair shop, or possibly yeah, probably like some sort of either speeder repair shop, or a just like parts of spaceships repair shop. Yeah, Brick Dude Studios, a Star Wars CMF with clone troopers would be very cool. Honestly, I feel like it would make sense for them to do, like, rather than one CMF with just like based on all the movies at once. I feel like it would be really cool if they did one with did like one for Clone Wars, maybe one per movie even, or trilogy, because there is just so many awesome characters and you know, characters in Star Wars that it would really be a shame to get one that did not have all the ones that it could, right? Awesome, Brick Dude Studios. That's very awesome to hear. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of working on building up this outer section, but I'm thinking, you know, I'd like to give this some windows, definitely. So, let me see. Arches. Okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I feel like there has been some other cool Lego Star Wars news recently. The Mandalorian and season 2 trailer came out a few days ago now, and I am personally super excited. It looks really awesome. So that was another piece of inspiration as far as this build goes. Definitely seeing that, and I feel like recently with Star Wars, I've just kind of gotten tired of, you know, all the there's been so much, like, let's just say the Star Wars fan community has started to feel a little bit toxic at some points, and, you know, it just sort of makes you a little bit tired. But I feel like The Mandalorian did a really excellent job just kind of working. It worked for everyone. It felt fresh, and yet it didn't alienate older audiences. So I feel like The Mandalorian really did a great job as far as all that goes. Oh yeah, 2021 set rumors. That is what I was forgetting. They're all pretty much remakes. And, I mean, none of them are Clone Wars sets, which doesn't make a lot of sense, and only one of them is a Mandalorian set. So, yeah, it's a little bit surprising. Plus, I'm not sure if I'm excited or not for the remakes that are less expensive. Like, for example, they're remaking the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and those have been getting more and more expensive. The X-Wing I get generally because they actually use a bunch of pieces. The TIE Fighter is just annoying to me because it's literally like you could get a set the same size in other themes, even in Star Wars, for like half that price. So the TIE Fighter has definitely kind of gotten on my nerves, especially with some of the like special TIE Fighters they've done, like Von Reg's TIE Fighter from Resistance and the Sith Trooper TIE Fighter from Rise of Skywalker. Those sets were very overpriced, and definitely, I didn't like that very much. So in some ways, I'm happy to see them making cheaper sets. At the same time, we'll have to see how they actually look. Yeah, I actually don't have a Rebel type or X-Wing. I have Resistance and First Order versions, but I don't have Rebel TIE or X-Wing. So, I'm hoping that they actually end up looking really good, because then I would definitely be more interested in getting them. So, we'll have to see. And yeah, hopefully they'll come out with a Republic gunship. That would be quite cool. Okay, as far as windows go, I'm going to try to... Okay, back here, I'll just have a little archway. But then I'm inclined to put windows on these sides as well, so we'll have to see how that works. Okay. Like I said earlier, Star Wars, a large Star Wars mock has always been something that I really wanted to try to create. It's never quite worked out, and now I have a lot more pieces and stuff than I did 2 years ago, so I'm trying, my hand in it again. We'll see how this turns out. By Brick Dude Studios. Definitely sign on next time. Have fun building your own mock. Okay, so now as for the floor in here, I feel like I want to give it a little bit more color, so I'm going to try adding some of these tiles that I've got here from another mock that I had. So let's try tiling this out a little bit. a bunch of these pieces like, for example, these tiles I got in a large number from Pick-a-Brick, and they have proven to be quite useful when working on mocks. 1x2 tiles are never the easiest to find or the cheapest, so it was nice to be able to find a bunch of them like this at Pick-a-Brick, whereas on Bricklink, at least certain colors of 1x2 tiles can get very expensive. I need to grab a bin with a bit more of these. Alright, you know, I'm going to try pulling my camera out a little bit. Getting a wider view on that. That's better. Okay. Cool. I'm also kind of considering adding a little bit of snow to this. I don't know, I'm not sure about that because it's a little bit odd, but I feel like it could be really cool and kind of give it a very different feel compared to many other Star Wars models, especially those in a more sandy environment. So I think that I will try experimenting with that. Just working on finishing tiling this off a bit. Yeah, I have to say I am really looking forward to Mandalorian Season 2. The trailer looks really awesome. I'm personally very excited to see a bunch of these fan favorite Rebels, Clone Wars characters in the flesh. Hopefully, I just hope that they'll handle it well. And not, you know, botch it or try to fit too much in, because that was also part of the awesome appeal of The Mandalorian, was how it had all new characters and all new cast. So I really hope they don't lose that in the new season. Okay, so this is now tiled off pretty nicely. I definitely left some space in there to make it feel a little bit less, less smooth, less new. But now let's try to give it a little bit more personality. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of green in here could be cool. Sort of like moss or something. Or maybe just different colored tile. Oops, it's kind of stuck. Hold on. Gotta find my brick separator. Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Cool. And you know, over here at the entrance, I'm going to give it some gray instead. Make that stand out a little bit more. Very cool, very cool. As far as windows along these sides go, you could try some large ones like this, or go smaller. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it should have like really big windows like that? If it did, I'd probably actually drop the rest of this down by one level in order to accommodate such big windows. Like that. And then that lines up better up front. I feel like that looks pretty cool. Just trying to find another couple windows like that. I'll have to see if I'm able to find one of those. Okay. Kind of feel inclined to start building in on the inside. So if this is a speeder repair shop, it's going to need some speeder to repair. I've got one sitting over here. So I might add this in here, kind of along one side. But I'll take it a little bit farther down here. Maybe put it in the other way, actually. Need to pull out oops. Okay. Awesome. So I'm gonna try just adding that in, and let's see if our speeder fits now. Alright, awesome. So we've got a speeder in there, and we now need some other equipment. I'm gonna pull out a different bin. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's try to create some sort of motor looking assemblage here. Maybe I'll use this and add some grills inside it. Let's see. Not quite. Let's see. If we were to take... okay. Let's try something a little bit different. Awesome. So, as far as greebling for something like this goes, I try to make it look as much like it could actually function in real life, and, you know, try to give it a level of interest on all sides, a level of detail that really kind of sells the look of it. Let's see. Just need another grill. Okay. Then we can... these grills are a little bit too thick. So, another bin switch here. Awesome. Now, we can use this inside that to create some sort of engine there. I mean, I feel like that looks pretty cool, pretty engine-like. What do you guys think? Do you think that that kind of serves the purpose there of giving that engine feel? You know, I'm thinking of adding a bit onto the sides here to continue to create that look around the edges. And now we can put some angle, or rather slope plates on here. And let's pull this back out. Okay, there's one. Yeah, get that curve kind of to follow around the side there. That's looking pretty cool. And maybe on the other side, rather than having one of those, we can kind of, you know, fake it as being torn off or whatever. And just kind of leave it as is. Then on top, let's continue to give it some look here. Try that there. It definitely looks pretty interesting. Makes me want to add a little bit more in the back though. So I'm going to pull off this piece and replace it with this here. So now I can add something in the back here. And let's see. something like these here. And this allows us to attach some pieces back here if we want. But I think what we should first find out is if it's even going to fit inside the space we have. Okay. Alright, that's looking like a pretty cool engine to me. So now the tricky part is figuring out, how to fit it in here in a cool way. This could actually work pretty well as like some sort of table or something in there that's used for other stuff. So I'm just going to try putting it there and seeing how that works. It does make it kind of cramped to get back there though. So maybe we can fill in that space back there with some other engine parts to make that less of an issue. All right. So look for some new pieces to use as greebles. Okay. This could look pretty cool in there somehow. And here we've got a crate. Those are always good. Oh, there's another slope, so I'll just add that to it. There's this interesting helmet. Alright, let's try making something here. Oops. No. I always find it fun to put random colored pieces into mocks, so I'm just gonna use this pink piece in here and attach that crate over there. We can put some pieces in the crate to further sell the look there. These will do. Alright. And now we still got some space in back there, so let's fill that up just a little bit more. That's a bit too big. So instead, maybe this will fit. That works. But let's make this a little bit more interesting by attaching some stuff to it. Alright, we've got that. Okay. So now, let's see. We can kind of wedge this in there a little bit, and that looks pretty interesting. And that's kind of all we need back there. It still leaves just enough room that, you could imagine a minifig being able to fit back there. Let's work up toward the front a little bit. Add some more interesting looking greebles and such up here. Let's see. Not sure what this is, but you know, it looks interesting and can work in there maybe if we can fit it in. Maybe we should have multiple things on it though. Let's see. Oh, some sort of vent system there. We can put that right in there, and that looks pretty interesting. It's definitely starting to shape up in there. Now we have just enough room left for a mechanic, and let's see about some minifigs I have here. I have a few different minifigures that I feel could work well as a mechanic in this shop. Let's see who else. This guy. Maybe, oops, maybe one of these, let me remember the name. Okay. Admiral Akbar. Mon Calamari. Okay, maybe this Mon Calamari guy would be a good repair person. We can give him some sort of accessory, some sort of wrench in there, and let him get to work on those speeders. But I'm trying to figure out if there's just a little bit more stuff we can work in. Just continue to make it look as lived in as possible. That's looking pretty cool. And now we can fit this guy right in here. You know, I'll attach him to the speeder so that it looks as if he's working on it in there. If I can get that back in. Okay. That looks pretty cool to me. As far as the interior goes, maybe we should give it a droid though. I feel like that would look good. Let me just grab one from over here. Here we have a small, compact, kind of gonk-inspired droid that I'm going to try to slip in here somewhere. Maybe it can be kind of coming out of there. Let's see. We got to find a 1x1 to, or maybe a 1x2 to go under there. Oh, okay. Here I have a brown one, which will work just fine. Whoops, okay. Gotta position this droid's feet correctly. That looks pretty interesting to me, and quite interesting from the top. Now, I wonder about these sides, because I'm not sure about having these large windows. Instead, I kind of feel like some multiple small windows might look better. Let me see. You know, let me grab one bin. I'm kind of thinking it might work well to give this a section that's built out of gray instead, and that kind of looks like it's a more modern part built into the tan sections. Let's pull out some different gray pieces, because I do have more archways in gray as well, so that might work better. Let's see. I also have these, which could potentially look quite cool as some sort of windows or decoration or something. So let me think about this. Something like that could potentially look quite cool. So I'm going to see how many of those I have and if that's even possible. Interesting. So I probably don't have quite enough to do all of those on both sides, but I was able to find some of these archways, 4 of them in fact, which could work very nicely along here. So I'm going to try attaching some of those along here. Let me pull my bin of hand bricks back out now. Alright. Maybe I'll use some of these orange, or actually no, I'll use some dark gray 1x2s. I'll add those a bit later. Okay. Oh wait, I still need to change this other side. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, hold on. I need another 1x1 right in there. Alright, that's better. Level. Okay. One more. Right up along there. Okay, cool. So that back section is built up quite nicely, and these will just go right over there. And let's continue building up this midsection along the middle here. As you can probably tell, a lot of this tan is kind of scattered all over. Quite a bit of it's left over from this giant lion mock that I built actually, that was just last year. Wow, this year has been so crazy that it feels like so much longer ago, but it's only been a single year. It's hard to believe. Alright, so that side is built up, and let's just do the same over here. Interesting. Okay. Then this part right over here needs to be built up as well. Okay. Awesome. So now we can go ahead and attach these arches. And between them, I'm going to use these pieces. Very interesting looking parts there. And hopefully they'll serve to make this model even more interesting looking. Kind of give it more of that Star Wars flair. Now, this model is a small one that I'm hoping to include in a larger series that I'm doing that will kind of fill out an entire spaceport area. So definitely be sure to stay tuned for the rest of that. If you haven't already, I'd recommend subscribing so that you'll get notified next time I go to do one of these live streams. Yeah, because unfortunately it is basically 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock now, and I'm going to have to go ahead and sign off in just a minute here. So I'm just going to try to finish off this section of it here. If I can find one more of these corner bricks. Awesome. So that section is finished out. And let's just add the mantles for those windows. Awesome. You know, I actually feel inclined. I feel like it could look really cool to put some of these under those and then have grates on them. So let me just see about that. Yeah, or, you know, maybe I'll just do it on one. And then on that, I can attach another, something else on top. Such as some sort of interesting plant. Why not? Right? Add a little touch of color there. Now, as far as the top to this goes, we'll have to do that next time because it is after 4 o'clock and the time has come to wrap up. So thank you all for joining in. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Be sure to subscribe so that you can see my next live stream, which I'll hopefully be doing same time next week. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue working on this, continue building out this entire spaceport. I think it'll look really awesome. So yeah, thanks again. I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Oh, thanks, Scott. Cool. Awesome. See you guys.